one more panelist to join us. Rich Levine, Dignity Leadership. He is going to join us. Ladies and gentlemen, on center stage now is Rich Levine of Dignity Leadership. Rich, can you see us and hear us okay?
Good evening, everyone.
Hey, good evening. We can see you. We can hear you. Rich, please take the microphone for a minute. Tell us more about you and what's happening next week.
So can I share my screen? Are we to that point already?
Absolutely, please.
Here we go. Share screen. Here is a little bit about me. My Hollywood hero story, if we will. So I'm on a mission to train managers how to become leaders, how to lead their teams. So I was that manager that could crush the sales records, hit the budgets, do everything that the boss wanted me to, but my team hated me, and that wasn't any fun. So I went off, got a master's, and now I'm out trying to help other people. I just finished writing a book. It's in the editing phases. It's going to be out this summer. It's called You're Doing It Wrong, Stop Managing and Start Leading. So I'm looking forward to having that hit the market.
That's great, Rich. I love it. That's awesome. An interesting story.
Congratulations. That's big.
That is, here we go. That is big.
It was the biggest accomplishment I've ever done on a personal level. I started it the week before Used Car Week. When you didn't see me during Used Car Week, I was in the hotel room writing, and then I finished it on the Monday before Christmas, sent it off, signed a publishing contract in January. I've been through 3 rounds of edits. The book cover's done. Now we're just waiting on a couple of final touches, and hopefully we'll have a release date, shooting for June. So June of 2022.
That's awesome, Rich.
Yeah, that is. Good job. That's a lot of work right there.
It was honestly 12, 14 hours a day. Just, I mean, there was writer's block, you name it, everything you can think of, it all happened. It would come back, and it was pretty crazy. But so next week I'll be speaking, actually I'm going to be doing a workshop, and I'm going to talk about using data in leadership.
What day is that? I want to find it.
It is on the 14th, so I'm doing
Thursday.
2. I'm going to talk at 10:45, I believe, and then again at 12:45. So I guess I got this thing with being last. I get to go towards the end tonight, and I get to go at the end, I think, of the conference as well.
What?
Hey, the last shall be first, right?
Well, isn't there an old saying that says "save the best for last"? But that's going to ruin a section of my book that I have titled about humility, lose the ego. So I can't go there.
And okay, so data and leadership. Interesting. Tell us more about, so you got these two. Is it the same? Is it a same?
Yeah, it's a repeat.
Interesting. That's kind of cool. Because Ty and I were talking about a show that might, anyways, where I don't know if it was going to repeat or not. That's an interesting lineup, doing a repeat. That's kind of cool. I think it's great because you miss a lot of people on that first one. I think that's awesome.
It's great. Good job, Joe.
Yeah,
that's cool. I worked with the team at Cherokee Media to go through some of the stuff to set it up, to talk about it. And I'm going to take a completely different approach to data. So what I'm going to talk about, or do it through the workshop, and I'm going to try to force people to actually participate, and I'm going to be more of a facilitator, but it's just to use their critical thinking skills and challenge themselves to realize how much data is in the world. Are they really using it for the right reasons? What are they trying to do? Is it a short-term gain you're trying to get? Is it a quick sale? Or are you trying to add long-term value where you can leverage your people and you can leverage your customers, and in turn from that you can start building trust and loyalty and basically set yourself up for success? And I think this was a great opportunity to be able to share some of those thoughts on how you can tie leadership into the data world.
I just want to say, I looked at his LinkedIn experience, Rich. Some of the places that Rich has worked, Ty, you hang out there. So yeah,
well, I think
Rich has experience.
Ty is sitting somewhere where I've been before, and it looks like at an auction in a rep's office with nothing on the wall, and you're back in the corner because that's the only place you get a blank wall.
That's exactly. If you guys really notice, I'm always in the corner. I got to make sure nobody's coming to get me. No, it's really cool. Feedback.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, so you're in dealerships right now, right?
No, I'm on my own. I'm out coaching. I'm out coaching and helping organizations transform their culture. Actually, I don't really like the word transform, because if you Google transformational leadership, you come up with some really bad names. I'm looking more about trying to help people just become the best version of themselves, and how can we focus on
Sell online and grow your business with Wix e-commerce. Create a beautiful storefront for your brand by customizing product pages, galleries, cart, and checkout.
On the human aspect, and it really became prominent during COVID. And a couple of the clients I'm working with right now are really struggling. Old school mentality, where you got to be in the office, and they got an environment, they got workers that just are like, look, I'm not coming back. And they're struggling with this whole motivation thing on how do you keep somebody motivated? And I use some tools that we can dive into, and in 20 minutes, I can uncover what motivates somebody.
Yeah. So, but your client is a dealership primarily, for the most part.
No,
anywhere?
So my target audience is. So I just grew up in the automotive field. I started selling cars in 1996 at Arizona Auto Auction at 40th and University. I don't even think it's there now. I think it's been bulldozed over.
Yeah.
And it's just helping people. It's trying to get them to move forward. And I'm really going after managers that want to get more out of their team. And I was that person. I was Ken Garbez worked for me for a little while. And Ken would probably nod his head yes, that I was an a-hole. I was a jerk because I didn't understand. I knew when my paycheck. I knew when my paycheck was coming.
This is amazing.
My paycheck was coming from the C-suite.
Yeah. Your paycheck's coming from the C-suite.
Yeah. So so that's what you do. You listen to what they say, and then you just go. And I was like, wait a second, there's got to be a better way to do this. And personal transformation is what's done it for me. And I've got a lot of friends that are like, Rich, you're not the same person you were 15 years ago, 20 years ago. I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. But it's just going through and finally just taking a turn and open up the book and say, look, I had to stare in the mirror and say, you've got to change. You've got to do something better with your life. And what is that going to be? And you know what? My passion was to coach when I was in high school. I wanted to be a basketball coach. Well, I'm not good enough to coach basketball, but now I can coach others and maybe get out of the ruts and go home and have a happy life, versus I'd come home and take it out on my family. I'd take it out on my friends. I mean, I was a loser.
We are having this. You know what I love? Because relationships gets talked about. This is what relationships looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is good.
That's
it's good stuff. And so you're doing 2 meetings.
Yep.
What were the days again?
They're both on Thursday. 10:15, I believe, is the first one, and then 12:45 is the second one on the 14th, Thursday.
Okay.
Oh.
Now, you probably won't have a copy of the book with you, will you? Or will you?
No, it's still, I don't have it yet. In full disclosure, I'm still under a non-compete. There may or may not be some things. There's some true stories in there, because I chronicle my journey of what it was like growing and going through this stuff. And sometimes you got to call a spade and a shovel a shovel. And
man.
So, I mean, I'll be honest with you. You can go look at my LinkedIn profile, but I don't pull anybody's names into it. I don't pull any company's names into it. Ken's worked with me. I'm sure if when Ken reads the book, he's going to start laughing. Go, I know who you're talking about. But I made the stories vague enough. And of course I had to embellish them a little bit, because, why would you let the truth ruin a good story?
Right.
So,
yeah.
But it's a factual book. And then I got 5 keys at the end of the book on the values I use to lead with. So
wow.
And I'm working on building a 90-day program right now. We're going to do we're going to call it a 90-day leadership mind sprint, where we're going to walk people through basically my journey that took me a couple of years, and we're going to compact it down into 90 days. And we're going to go to market with that this fall. So.
I like that leadership mind sprint. That's really good.
Yeah.
Well,
what we could.
I hired some good marketing people.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, well, I'll meet you at the conference. We'll get to know each other a little bit better. And then what we'll try to do is stay in touch. So when the book really does come out, we can help promote the book. I would love to promote the book and even buy one. So that would be really cool.
That's a great idea. And you reminded me, Ty. So we're going to go live. Here's our plan. Joe's like, doing what? No, so